Hello and thanks for joining me. I'm Matthew Rondina with Best Buy Canada's Best Buy blog. In this video, I'll be reviewing Death Stranding 2 on the beach with my fellow gaming writer, John Scarr. Please be sure to check out John's in-depth written review on Best Buy Canada's Best Buy blog for even more details about the game. We've linked that in the description below for your convenience. And just a friendly reminder, you can purchase Death Stranding 2 on the beach today for the PlayStation 5 via bestbuy.ca. Death Stranding 2 on the beach returns to the strange and beautifully layered world created by Hideo Kojima. Developed by Kojima Productions and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment, it continues the story that began in Death Stranding. You play once again as Sam Porter Bridges, taking on delivery work, reconnecting isolated communities, and surviving a world that feels even more fractured than before. If you played the original, you'll recognize the tone and structure right away. If you didn't, this is a hard start, both from a story and gameplay perspective. To help fill in the blanks, Kojima Productions has a Death Stranding recap, but I would recommend either playing the first game or finding other summaries online to help get you oriented with the game's deep lore. Death Stranding 2 blends open-world traversal, limited but expanded combat, and online features that link your journey with others. It moves at its own pace and rewards those willing to stick with it. The question is whether that pace and style hold up in a second outing. Let's dig into the details. Death Stranding 2 picks up right after the original's ending, with Sam Porter Bridges stepping away from the spotlight to raise Lou. That quiet life doesn't last. Fragile brings news of a bigger threat, and Sam is pulled back into another long journey. This time he's crossing Mexico and Australia, connecting new parts of the world through the chiral network. The basic idea hasn't changed. You're still linking isolated communities, but things feel more unpredictable now. You get cryptic conversations, drawn-out cutscenes, and strange new characters with even stranger names. But somehow, it all clicks. The structure is familiar if you played the first game, and you take on delivery jobs, visit prepper outposts, and try to understand what's really happening. The early chapters move slowly, but the story builds over time. Later missions hit harder, and the final act feels like a true payoff. There was a moment early on where I was just walking with Lou through a wide, empty stretch of land. No enemies, no pressure, just taking time to take it all in. It stuck with me more than most of the big action scenes, and there are a lot of those that are really great set pieces. But that calm break made everything else feel more personal. After that, the story wasn't just about deliveries, it felt like something I actually cared about. Most of the returning cast is handled very well, and Fragile receives more screen time and a more developed arc. Dollman, a new companion, is a big standout and adds a bit of humor without going overboard. The world may be strange, but the characters bring a human touch that helps balance it all out. At its core, the gameplay in Death Stranding 2 still revolves around carrying packages across harsh terrain. What's changed is how much better it feels. New gear gives you more ways to move, adapt, and recover from mistakes without making things feel too easy. Early on, movement is slow and awkward. You might fall over, get stuck in the mud, or panic when enemies show up, but once you've unlocked better gear, like more vehicles, you start to feel more in control. Your approach shifts as you focus more on the safest path rather than just the shortest one. Combat also plays a larger role this time around too. You can sneak past threats or avoid conflict, but if things turn violent or you decide to go in guns blazing, you're not out of options. Tranquilizers, decoys, and tighter melee controls make each encounter feel manageable. You're not a powerhouse, but you are far from helpless. The asynchronous online system returns and still works quite well. you'll come across ladders, zip lines, and bridges left behind by other gamers. Some of them save me a lot of time. You can leave your own structures behind too. It's a small touch, but it does create a real sense of connection. When it comes to graphics, Death Stranding 2 looks absolutely stunning across the board. The environments are detailed, the lighting works well, and weather effects like rain and snow feel grounded in this mind-bending world. The performance mode held up really well throughout long travel sequences and combat, with smooth frame rates and fast load times. A lot of the footage you're seeing here was captured on my PS5 Pro. The cutscenes are what you would expect from a Kojima game. They are highly detailed, full of dramatic camera work, and are quite lengthy, filling in details about the characters, world, and main plot beats. Character models look polished, and facial animations offer incredible realism, even close up. Visually, the landscapes look sharp, and there's a little bit more biodiversity, from open deserts to snow-capped mountains, but some elements start to blend together after a while. A few more unique landmarks would have helped each area stand out a little more. In terms of the user interface, it also hasn't seen many changes. It still uses cluttered menus and layered icons. They're manageable once you adjust, but it would have been great to see some quality of life improvements here. If you've played the first game, it won't take long to pick up on the systems and key mechanics, as a lot of them are still the same. One of the biggest pros of the Death Stranding 2's overall package is the incredible sound design and music it has to offer. From the crunching of snow, falling rocks, and shifting cargo, it all feels natural. Voice acting and performances are incredibly strong, with actors Norman Reedus, who portrays Sam Porter Bridges, keeping things grounded, and of course Troy Baker in perhaps his best role yet, bringing some chaos with his devilishly evil character Higgs. The soundtrack blends ambient music and licensed tracks extremely well, with original scores from world-renowned artists like Woodkid and Carolyn Polachek landing with incredible emotional resonance throughout the biggest story beats and some of the smaller, more low-key ambient moments. Overall, wonderful, wonderful sound design. Here's our final thoughts on Death Stranding 2. It's a game that doesn't try to win over a new fan base necessarily, but doubles down on what it originally did so well, adding more gear, more combat options, and a larger world to explore. Some of those changes improve the experience. Others feel like small upgrades layered onto something that already worked. A lot of the game still feels safe. The menus, map, and interface feel mostly the same, and if the original didn't do anything for you, this most likely won't change your mind. That's why we're landing on a 4.3 out of 5, or an 86% for Death Stranding 2 on the beach. That wraps up our review. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Matthew Rondina with Best Buy Canada's Best Buy blog. If you're looking for even more insights about Death Stranding 2, be sure to check out John Scar's full written review. We've linked it in the description below for your convenience. And just a quick reminder, Death Stranding 2 on the beach is available now, and you can order your copy today via bestbuy.ca. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Game on!